Welcome to the Land Cave, where we're living as nerds. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen.
Hello!
And we're talking gaming as per usual. We're also talking Star Wars and our lead up to Episode 9, so we're really excited about that.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, but let's start off talking we could ramble about Star Wars. There's a reason we put this at the end, because we could just ramble about Star Wars for a good hour. Let's talk about some gaming, though. We're both wearing Star Wars shirts. I've got I think 4. So I may have to alternate them for all of these episodes.
I have 3 off the top of my head.
Okay.
And then I'm wearing my Star Wars Toms, which I won't make you look at my feet.
Yeah, that's fine. But we'll talk gaming news first. So if you want to fast forward, well, you can't if we're live. Because we're live every single week on Facebook. If you're watching this later on, it'll be a separate video. And if you're listening to the podcast, just hang out for a bit. And I swear we'll get to some Star Wars. Yeah. You talked about, doing some gaming, though. You played a new game this week, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I was mixing it up a little bit. I needed a little bit of a palate cleanser.
Sure.
Because The Outer Worlds is coming out soon, and this was on sale for $4 on the Switch eShop. Mm-hmm. Gato Robato. Domo Arigato.
It looks fun. It looks, how difficult is this? Because it looks like it's going to be challenging. Really?
It took 3 hours.
Oh.
So I already beat it. I beat it over the course of 2 nights. I've been doing a thing where I put my son to bed, and I got my Switch and my Pro controller and that thing that I showed you where I have it. So while he's falling asleep, I put a game on low volume and I play a little bit. So this is a Metroid homage, published by our friends over at Devolver Digital. One of my favorite publishers in the last year. It was on sale again for $4. 3-hour Metroidvania. You play as a little cat who is helping out his owner, and you get a Metroid suit. There's a lot of stuff that's straight rip-off. There's even one enemy in there that looks exactly like a Metroid. It's in black and white, or there's like little shaders that you can find as like secrets that can kind of change the tone of it to different versions of black and white, a different grayscale, or like there's like a red and black. But really fun for what it was. It was cheap. Again, it was just something where I played through Zelda. I was kind of and I'm kind of in this thing where like I don't know if you get this way, where like I know there's a game coming up that no matter what happens, I'm gonna drop whatever I'm playing.
Yeah. Yep.
For that. It happened I still feel bad about it to this day. It happened with Horizon for Breath of the Wild. I didn't even think about it. Just over. Outer Wilds comes out on the 25th. Yeah. And I just know if I start something that I can't finish, Outer Worlds is going to come along and I'm just not going to finish it. So I looked up this on how long to beat. They said it was 3 hours. I was like, I can do it.
Sure. Yeah. That's going to be me when it comes to Death Stranding. And then, unfortunately, the week afterwards, Star Wars comes out. Star Wars Fallen Order. So that's going to be rough. Baby. That's going to be really rough for me. Yeah, I got a pre-order too. That's going to be really rough for me. Star Wars is going to win on this one, but I can't wait for Death Stranding.
I was about to say, I know that you haven't been pre-ordering games, but and I don't know where you pre-ordered it from, but if you pre-order it from Amazon right now, it's $50 instead of 60.
I may switch it over to that then, because I had it at GameStop. They kind of do their pressure sale, whatever. Yeah. Like, hey, put a pre-order, and I was like, because I don't usually, like I said, I've gotten to the point where I don't pre-order it unless I know I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to play Fallen Order. I think I want to pre-order Death Stranding specifically because I want to vote with my wallet on that one. I'm a huge Kojima fan, and I appreciate what he's doing. And the release embargo, by the way, is up November 1st, the week prior.
Wow. Yeah. I was surprised he's willing to do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, me too. So that tells me that he's confident enough with it, and hopefully it's a good enough product and interesting enough that, the reviewers do well. To me, it's got to be confidence. If you're going to let him talk about it a week prior, that's a good amount of lead time.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of lead time, yeah.
Yeah, so far, I think I have Fallen Order pre-ordered. I don't have Pokemon pre-ordered. I have Final Fantasy VII pre-ordered. And I have Last of Us 2, the Steelbook one. I have that pre-ordered on Amazon also. Those are my 3 pre-orders because, like you said, there's a lot more games that I'm going to buy between now and then. Obviously, sure. I'm about to pass 40 games played this year. Nice. And but I'm trying to like limit I'm trying to say like I've been trying to wait for reviews. There's a couple games that I'm sitting on. Little Town Hero came out today, and I haven't picked it up yet just because I don't want to start it. It's tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough in this adult world.
We got all these responsibilities and stuff, but we can still have all the things. We just maybe we wait a little bit for some.
Did you play anything this week? You've been chilling?
I've been playing some Zelda, but I got back into. I played a good amount of Magic the Gathering this week, and I am currently Gold Tier 2 ranked, so I'm like almost top ranked tier. Online.
What's
pretty happy
max?
about that.
Is it like platinum?
I'm assuming it's Gold 1. I mean, I haven't gotten. I mean, I'll have to look. If there's platinum above it, then awesome. I've been doing this with for free. I'm not paying for cards. Every now and then I come across somebody that just completely smashes me, but I'm winning, a good 4 to 5 for every loss, which I think is a pretty good, pretty good ratio. But yeah, just stomping this person here who had no idea what they were doing. So that's what I've been doing. New set came out, so I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Keep that chill action.
Yeah, Fortnite. But a lot of people are enjoying that, though. A lot of them kids today enjoying the Fortnite. And holy crap. This is the trailer for the new chapter, by the way. But they had an event, which I didn't get any good footage of that wasn't someone else's. So I'm putting it up there.
Okay.
But Fortnite's Season 10 event ended, which with the most hype, the most clickbaity title of The End. It's the end of Fortnite. And
Rip Fortnite was the hashtag of the weekend.
Which, of course, some people were like, are they really stopping? Of course they're not going to stop this. No. This is a money-making juggernaut. I mean, for so many people. This is the like I said, Chapter 2 Fortnite, which it's quirky. It's cute.
I do suggest people go check it out just from like a marketing analyzation standpoint. It was fascinating. Like you can think about what you want about this game, which by the way, I think we're past the point where it's like cool to hate this game. Like if you don't like it, fine. I don't like it.
Sure.
But there's so much to respect about what they do, and they are so amazing at keeping their content fresh. They literally blew up the game. Like the original map, if you were in the middle of the match, blew up. If you were in the lobby one was even cooler. Like you just see like your player get sucked into this black hole, and literally the servers go down, and like there's like this fake error up that like saying that like it's like just some I forget what the error said, but just awesome. Like, and the fact that they're willing to do that, the server was offline for over 24 hours, which means who knows how many millions of dollars. Like they just were like, okay, fine. Because this isn't like a WoW. This isn't like Final Fantasy 14. This isn't like one of those games where you're paying a monthly fee so they can take their servers offline while they update it. This is a game, like their entire model is microtransaction based. So they were willing to do that to get the clicks. They went live on Twitter and Twitch and just left it live with that black hole sitting there until the trailer dropped. Just genius. I complete respect for like their marketing team and the fact that they came out with a new map, but apparently the new map's a lot of fun. So
yeah, and apparently, I mean, I don't know the exact if the numbers are that accurate, but looking at 4.5 million people watching, over 4.5 on YouTube, 1.5 on Twitch. I mean, this is. And 37 people on Mixer. I mean, that part I don't think is accurate, but that's pretty funny. That's really funny. I should have gotten some footage of it, but like I said, I don't want to put anyone else's footage on here. I don't want to be that guy. It was really cool to see them. The way that they're doing their events for people is pretty amazing. So loving it.
Had to throw that in there.
Yeah. What I'm not loving though is the whole Blizzard stuff. We talked about Blizzard and Chung last week about Hong Kong. Him essentially, voicing his support for free Hong Kong. And if you saw our YouTube video, I mistyped it accidentally, and YouTube continued to show it that way. But anyways, further this week, Blizzard came out and said that they basically were. Oh, sorry, they came out with like a half apology, saying that what.
They didn't apologize. There was never. Okay.
Well, I mean, like they were trying to like I mean, not an apology, but like basically a way of being like, hey, we were trying to be professional about this. This was, while we do believe every voice matters, we want everyone during the tournament for it to be about the tournament. I'm like, okay, I get that. This should have been a slap on the wrist for him, though. In addition to this, like right before we started this, and I didn't have time to grab all the info, but there was an American team who voiced their support for Hong Kong, later on quit, and then Blizzard was like, oh, you're banned too, like after they quit. I think it was earlier this week. I'll have to look at the date on it, but I just thought it was kind of one of those feelings of like, they quit first of all, and you waited to suspend them. I think it should be they shouldn't be being punished for speaking. Chung should have probably had a slap on the wrist to be like, look, that's not sportsmanlike. We're trying to keep it on point. If you want to wear something or have, like, he had his mask on, which was very representational already, like to be like, that's completely in line. Do that because it does not distract. People know what you're representing. That's how I feel about like the kneeling for the during the national anthem. The people are taking a knee. I won't go into a rant on that. That's just how I personally feel about it. They're saying, hey, I'm voicing how I feel about this in my protest, but I'm not going to detract. I'm not going to stop the game. So anyways, I'm not going to get on a rant about that, but
my issue here, like, I mean, obviously we already talked about it. The whole thing sucked. And so just to be clear on what they did end up doing, other than this like thing where they said every voice matters, but you're not allowed to talk politics. Yeah. So it's a counterintuitive statement. They reduced his thing from 1 year to 6 months, and they did give him his winnings because he did win that tournament. So they said, okay, here's your money, and we're going to reduce the ban. Blitzchung came out, and again, dude, this guy's like the chillest guy ever. He's like, I knowingly broke the rules. It's cool that they're giving me the money. It wasn't about the money, but cool for them. Again, he basically just said he's totally okay with whatever Blizzard does. And then I just looked up this thing that Patrick mentioned, and so Blizzard also has a university league that they do with the colleges in the United States, and they gave them, I believe, a similar one of 6 months.
He originally was banned, I want to say, for 10 months or a year. They think they've reduced it now to 6 months is what it was, and he is getting prize money, I think, is what they've worked out on that.
They gave him the money.
Yeah, because originally they were like, you don't get your money,
$0.
You don't do anything, and they realized like, this isn't, especially if they're saying like we're not trying to support Hong Kong, then it should be a slap on the wrist and be like, look, let's keep this thing professional, let's keep it going the way that it needs, the way it needs to go. And like I said, like, if you want to voice it in your own way, wear a t-shirt, wear like his mask that he was wearing, that shows how he feels politically and what they're going through, because what they're going through is crazy. And we actually, again, don't want to go too far into it, but the Congress signed a bill regarding Hong Kong freedom.
They signed a condemning thing.
Yeah, and your favorite politician has been over there. Actually try, like, or I mean, I don't know if he's what he's actually doing work wise, but it seems like he's actually trying to get some stuff done over there, which is one of the first times that I've been thankful for Ted Cruz doing anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go away. Again, it all sucks, and like obviously, I'm on the freedom side of things.
Of course,
I support the freedom side of things. From a business standpoint, I understand what Blizzard has to do. I understand what the NFL has to do. I understand what the NBA has to do. It's never like an easy situation. I think that the NBA and Blizzard in particular are in a very even more so than the United States, where with the United States thing in the NFL, they still have half the country that's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. If he wants to kneel, we don't care. Whereas in this, like in the NBA's and Blizzard's case, like if they lose China, we're talking, $1 billion industry.
It's so much. It's so much.
And so are we saying that money is more important than the freedom? Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. I get you have to think about your shareholders. Like that's the world we live in. It's not all morals. Like I said this to my wife the other day, after this podcast that we talked about, like we have to stop expecting companies to do like the right thing. Like they're going to do the thing that protects the company. And I still think giving Blitzchung the money and reducing the sentence, I still think that there's a chance that China says, nope, not good enough, and says, forget you, Blizzard. It hasn't happened yet, but it would not surprise me. Just for even giving, that's how crazy China is. For even giving an inch, China will take that mile and say, nope, sorry. Yep. So we'll continue to talk about it as it unfolds. Not good job, Blizzard, for still banning him, but I guess good job for giving him the money. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a fumble. But
still a fumble. I want to know what happened at BlizzCon. BlizzCon's coming up in like a week or two.
I've got a friend of mine who's going to be there, and I'm jealous of him, but also, going to talk to him about like what's going on the floor.
Do it. That'd be great.
Yeah. But in addition to that, real quick, as we bookend our Blizzard portion, they did announce last week that, hey, we're going to have a special event in New York specifically to celebrate the launch of Overwatch on Switch, and it's canceled.
And Nintendo made sure to
yes,
they did two things that I didn't include. Another thing that I found in here. So one, they made sure to say this has been canceled by Blizzard. We didn't touch it. And then what I found out later in the comments on Twitter is also if you pre-ordered Overwatch on Switch, one thing that Nintendo famously does not do, and most companies don't do anymore, they don't refund pre-orders. If you call Nintendo support and you feel like refunding Overwatch, they'll let you.
Wow. For Nintendo does not do that.
Like nobody does that. Nobody does that, but...
Well, I think I may have mentioned this to you before in passing, but when I went to pick up my Link's Awakening, which I've enjoyed, I'm not saying it's amazing. I've just enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been fine. I've liked it, but there was a thing saying we're going to take refunds if you bought it within 24 or 48 hours. We'll give you a full refund for this game. Which I wasn't sure if they did that. I've never seen GameStop ever do that. So I think that had to be because it's a remake of such an old game that they were like, some people are not going to get what they expect out of it. So, but that's like I said, a different story. Yeah. GameStop doesn't every week be like, if you didn't like Borderlands, then there's no way they'd take it back.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter was basically saying they called support, and the person on the support line was like, so we don't refund pre-orders, but we're in a really weird situation with this here. We're going to go ahead and do it. And like that, like if Nintendo is saying you messed up, like Blizzard, you done messed up.
By the way, and this is again really quick, but we're talking about customer service and stuff, right? Whoa, hit the microphone. Talking about customer service, I bought a sewing desk for Whitney for like the craft room, so she has like a nice desk and everything. She had like a folding table.
Sure.
And the parts weren't lining up. They sent me new parts. Those parts aren't lining up. So like you have this big drawer that like won't go into the desk. And they're sending they're like, we're really sorry about it. We're sending you like all like everything. Because originally they were like, we'll send you the parts we think are wrong. Sure. Now they're just like, we're just going to send you like this entire section. And then just keep whatever, like don't ship it back to us because it costs them too much money. They're going to throw it away.
That's probably what they ended up doing is like, we're already shipping this guy way too many parts.
Exactly. Well, they shipped me like 3 parts. Yeah. And I took pictures and everything, and they're like, yeah, it definitely looks, my words, jacked up. They were just like, yeah, it's really misaligned. We can't really tell why. So, but they're doing that because they know if they make me happy, I'm not going to trash them on Twitter. I'll probably buy stuff from them in the future if I liked their product, but they know they need to keep me happy to either be a return customer or because Twitter and social media can destroy people nowadays. So, yeah. Speaking of things that can destroy maybe your eyes, some VR. I don't know how to segue this.
Yeah. Like, hey, non sequitur.
PlayStation VR 2 is going to come out with a launch with the PlayStation 5, as if allegedly. I couldn't give them more money. Allegedly.
Oh, no. I don't think they actually straight up confirmed it, but they did release this patent that they're filing.
All right, I'm going to say something right now.
Yeah.
If this comes without wires, if it was what it looks like,
day one,
I will be buying the PlayStation. I'll be buying that, and I'm going to wait on my Xbox.
I'll be dropping like $1,000. Yeah, I'll be waiting on the Xbox.
I'm actually planning it out. I already told Whitney. She knows this about me with consoles and stuff. I didn't have the Xbox One at launch. I had the One X right when it came out. but this console generation, I'm going to grab them at launch because I'm doing better financially. I'm budgeting for it. I'm really excited about them. But yeah, I'm going to be a PlayStation household if that comes out at launch without wires, full purchase, and I'll probably sell my my other ones because, well, I may sell the original PlayStation VR if the games are backwards compatible to the new one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, are you talking about PSVR games?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if PlayStation 4 is backwards compatible,
yeah,
then PSVR is going to be backwards.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Robert said he's got a grand saved for it already.
Yep. See, like I mean, like I have it, but like I am budgeting.
Oh yeah.
I'm some of my savings money, and I'm actually opening up another savings account and some other things to kind of have separate accounts for this kind of stuff. But yeah, my plan originally was buy the Xbox, buy the PlayStation. One, do an unboxing for the show and hope that people like that and see, and I get to review them or try them at launch. But two, I personally just wanted them. Now I'm going to go all PlayStation if this happens.
With how little I played the Xbox One, like I want to get it for Halo, but they said Halo's going to run on the original Xbox One, so I'm like, it's going to chug. Like I don't have an Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I literally have the Gen 1 Xbox One. But I still need to play Halo, but they said wireless. Oh dang!
Yeah,
like that. That's the whole reason I wanted the Oculus Quest. Is because it was a good wireless VR. Yep. I still haven't gotten it just because I've been a little busy parenting, and so I'm trying to play with the systems that I have, and that's working out just fine. I'm still buying games, but like. I already predict that the PS5 is going to be $500. This is probably easily $350 to $400. If it's wireless, I think it's going to be $400. So like Robert said, like I've already started looking. I mentioned on one of our posts, like my wife has commented several times. She's like, I'm so glad that you have an account just for tech. I have an account just for my toy, my games. And so I'm already setting aside, I'm setting $50 here, $50 there, it's gonna add up by the time that the launch thing comes. But this is awesome. Like this is so. I was so hoping that they would not abandon it. The PSVR, as clunky as like all the wiring and stuff is, like for a budget VR system,
it's a wonderful thing.
Best. Other than before the Oculus Quest came out, it was the best budget VR. I think the Quest overtook that. But now if PSVR 2 learns from what the Quest did and becomes wireless, like they might come back into play again. Really all you need is Beat Saber, but like I'm like every time that they're releasing all this stuff in drips, I can't wait for the reveal event. I just want to see like an hour, 2 hour long thing where it's like, here's the console, here's the VR, here's the launch games, here's Horizon 2. Oh man, getting excited.
I want the Star Wars stuff that was launched for, I think it was Oculus. I want that on the PlayStation because doing the Star Wars Into the Void was just so sick. So like I want more of that. I
thought you were going to say the Battlefront thing, which they did do they did in the Battlefront 2 engine. They did do a Star Wars VR, but no, if they did Into the Void on it, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, that was amazing. Like we were at Disney Springs. What was that? 2 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah. Like we were there grabbing a couple things, and like we also, because we're annual pass holders, so like there's different things they give out to annual pass holders, and we had lunch, and I was like, do you want to go to Star Wars again? Like the wait was a little bit long, but I mean it's just that good. So
I don't think the answers ever know.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw some pictures pop up on my Instagram the other day from some influencers that were at Star Wars Land, and I had to hide them because like they were sharing too much. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Anyways, 2021, baby.
Yeah, 2021. It's gonna be a good year. 2021 is gonna be a good year. Actually, one of my friends, who's actually also a coworker, is coming in February, and like I'm gonna take the day off and go meet him there. It's gonna be fun, man. Especially with the second ride opening up, which is gonna open up, I think it's the end of November or something around that.
Giving them time to work out all the kinks, giving people time to go see it and enjoy it. And
thankfully the weights are down. The weights are down and everything. So like it's better. But yeah, when that new ride comes out and everything, like it'll kick up again, and yeah, you're gonna give it time to mellow. Plus, Toy Story Land is gonna be fun too. Like, yeah, it's a cool immersive experience.
You know what's not fun?
What's that?
Loot boxes.
And that's what Modern Warfare knows now. Infinity Ward announcing no loot boxes in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I hate the name of this, by the way. I'm sorry. Like, I love that there's no loot boxes. We can do a little golf clap for it, but I still don't like that Call of Duty Modern Warfare is the name of the new one, because it creates this weird situation of it seeming like it should be the first. But either way, first of all, this game looks great.
Yeah.
But
Everything I've heard about it is that it's great.
the fact that there's no loot boxes, give the people what they want, which obviously with this is a really great multiplayer experience, and give them all the fun stuff that they like. I still say I'd love to see a nice discounted thing, especially with the next generation, allowing you to modular install. Like, allow me to just give you $20 to do the single player. Like, it's $20 to you, or it's like $5 to Redbox. So
Yeah.
let me give you $20.
Yeah, as cool as that would be, it's not anything that it really has ever been done outside of, like, Fortnite did it with Save the World, and now that was one thing I didn't add in there. Now Save the World is actually going free to play. So if you never bought it and you feel like playing it, it's actually not a bad mode. It's just nobody liked it because it actually killed the game until they came out with the Battle Royale. Mm-hmm. But literally, I just had to give Infinity Ward a little credit. There's obviously still going to be some kind of transactions in the game. We don't know what they are, but the fact that they're saying, like, no loot boxes for as far as, like, their skins and stuff goes, again, I don't know what the system is going to be, but companies recognizing it. We see it with Jedi Fallen Order coming out next month, where it's a completely single-player game. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make up for what they did with Battlefront 2, which apparently has actually turned into a pretty good game in the last 6 months. I need to go revisit. Back to it. Yeah, I haven't gone back to it. It's just no time. I don't know if I ever will. I already played the campaign. I still enjoyed well enough. Yeah, whatever it was. But just credit where it's due.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm hopeful, obviously, with all the stuff we're talking about, new next generation of consoles and everything. Stadia is the one that's kind of out there about being a generation, not being a generation, being cloud based and everything. And we got a final release date on Google Stadia. Side note on this, the what was it? The Founders Edition, is almost sold out, which is really cool. But this is going to be available pretty much everywhere November 19th.
Yeah, unless it's actually sold out, then I don't believe them. But
yeah, well, I think that was their way. I don't think it was fully sold out. I think that was their marketing spiel of, like, that sold almost as many as we expected, or it outsold what we expected. We're still able to fulfill it, but it's way more. Either way, you and I both grabbed our Founders Editions on this. The flexibility involved in this, I mean, in a future of being able to take my games on the go to any screen, to maybe have my entertainment center for my living room area, for my living room to have no consoles or anything could be a really interesting future. Plus the controllers actually look pretty cool.
Me and you have been some of the, like, early supporters. I'm hoping we can turn that into something. I don't know. Like, obviously they want all their stuff to be on YouTube, and we live here on Facebook for those who are watching us live. But there's not a lot of people supporting this thing actively, and I'm in. I want the technology to work, and if it doesn't work, I want Microsoft and Sony to learn as far as xCloud goes. I want them to pick up the pieces if this fails. But I never want anything to fail. I think that's a weird thing to want, and a lot of people just don't like the idea, and I get it. You don't completely own the game. It's a digital-only game. It's a streaming-only game, and if they suddenly stop doing Stadia, well, okay, bye-bye purchases. That's a risk that I personally am willing to take. I'm not sure what games I'm going to buy for them. But allegedly they're going to have some type of service. We know the only thing we know right now, and the only thing that I wish they had revealed whenever they revealed this date, was, like, what are the games that I'm going to be able to get with that service? Because the only thing that we know right now is that we get a 3-month pass, and it's a buddy pass, so you can actually share the Stadia experience. because Stadia itself is free, but if you want the premium thing, it's like $9.99 a month. So I'm going to be trying it for that 3 months, and we'll see. But the only thing we know is that it comes with Destiny 2, including the Shadow Keep, which is the new thing. So that's probably where I'm going to start my Destiny 2 journey, even though there's a free-to-play version right now available on consoles. I want to know what else comes with it. I want to know what what else we're getting inside of this 3-month buddy pass that we can do. And I wish that they had said that. I think that's still annoying. I think that's where people can point to, like, this seems shady. Like, what is Google doing? And I'm totally with you on that. We're going to try it out first. Like, I pre-ordered it the day that they announced pre-orders. I've stuck by it. If you guys don't want to get it right away, don't worry. I'm going to play it. I'm going to talk about it in length on how it all works. And somebody in the chat wants me to compare at some point Apple Arcade to Google Stadia. I will absolutely talk about that when Google Stadia comes out. I can talk about Apple Arcade right now, and it's great. Yeah,
I definitely want to talk about it when it comes out. I think we'll definitely do a video where we're just talking solely about Stadia, for our first impressions and everything, and what we think about it as a package. If I was Google at this point, meaning if I was a ridiculously giant billion dollar company, I would, for this, those first 3 months, for the people who are buying in, would be giving, because we're going to get roughly 1 game per month as being a subscriber, which is fine. That's comparable to what some others do. I think that for the first 3 months or so, early adoption, they should be pushing games out to those people, because those are people who are buying into the subscription. Also, it gets people to try out other games, because if I only have 1 game to play on this, I'm not going to spend as much time as if I have multiple games to choose from. Variety is the spice of life. I want to try different things. I want to see, like, give me some Mortal Kombat. Give me a couple other games on there so I can see how they are. And because this is digital, it could be like, hey, it's free this weekend, or it's free this week. Mortal Kombat's been doing that, by the way.
Sure.
If they have phases like that where you can go in and try out something new, I think that'd be really cool, especially for the first time. This is a new territory for most of us. To stream games this way is, I mean, it's not new, but the way that they're doing it is pretty new. It's not streaming to your console,
When it comes out, I'll happily compare it to other. I won't even just do Apple Arcade. We can talk about PlayStation Now, and we can talk about Game Pass. Which, by the way, I'll tell you right now, Game Pass is the best. But Apple Arcade, for its price point, has been pretty nice, and I'll talk about that. Maybe next week we can go into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we could probably go into those 3. I haven't tried out PlayStation Now since it started. So I may want to try that again and just kind of give us do a free trial of that, so it should be good. But anyways, that's it kind of for the gaming news this week. So let us know in the comments what you think about the news, and if there's something else you want us to expand on.
Okay, bye!